Hi, welcome to the F1 Time Portal, a Formula One history podcast by a couple of friends that love Formula One. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your Star Wars host, Luigi, and today we are rating drivers from the 1977 season for our special series, the Time Portal Championship. So let's go.
And today, Louis, we are welcoming a special guest, Benedict, who's all the way from Austria. Hello, Benedict.
Hello.
How are you?
Nice to be here. Doing fine. Just like different time zones. And I mean,
yes.
name-wise, not a big difference between Austria and Australia, but...
No, that's right. There's only a couple of letters, but about 12 hours maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
And yeah, this is our first recording with an international person. Now, we've had international people, but they've been invariably in Australia. So yes. Welcome for our first international guest. And maybe we should explain how he even got to be in this position before you do your customary questions, Rosa.
Yeah, so Benedict reached out to us through our website, through our email, and expressed an interest to be part of the shows. Big Formula One fan, and we called him and we hit it off, and we thought this is going to be really good. So here he is doing a TP with us.
And he did a couple of name drops in that message to us.
Oh, he
got our attention. Yeah, he got our attention. Name dropping. So Benedict can explain that too.
Yes. All right. Well, let's start with Benedict. How did you get into Formula One? And then maybe you can name drop then.
I got into Formula One in 2003, basically. I was 7 years old, and basically I saw the Brazil Grand Prix. In the Grand Prix, I think you will talk about in a couple of time.
A few years maybe.
Yeah, and that's also why ever since I like Kimi Räikkönen, I was also like in 2021 quite sad when he quit. I mean, understandably, he was 42 years. And so he was basically my favorite driver. And since then, I have sympathy for McLaren. I'm not very tribal about like Formula One drivers, but I have sympathy for McLaren, and in a way, I don't really mind whether Piastri or Norris will win towards this season.
Okay, well, that's very different to what Luigi and I think, because obviously being in Australia, we are very heavily swayed towards the Piastri end of that.
Yes. And we're recording this in August 2025 before Piastri was announced champion. So just flagging that to our listeners.
Yeah. Yes. So tell us what your name dropping.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Austria, I think, has a huge Formula One history. I mean, you were talking about Jochen Rindt, you were talking about Niki Lauda already. You will talk about Gerhard Berger, and you also talk about Helmut Marko. So, and the thing is also Gerhard Berger basically in the city, the next bigger city is Wörgl, and that's basically the city where Gerhard Berger grew up, and he moved back to Austria a few years ago, and sometimes you see him like around there.
Wow. I love Gerhard Berger. He's also quite a character, isn't he? He's very funny.
Yeah, like especially times with Senna, I think were quite big, but I think you will talk about them in a few seasons.
It's coming.
Did you say you met him in the parking lot?
My uncle.
Oh, right. There you go. That's a brush with fame, Louis.
He borrowed him €1 because he didn't have enough coins for the parking lot to pay. So my uncle borrowed him €1.
Well, that's okay because he moved back to Austria because he ran out of money at Monaco, and so he needed that. He needed that euro. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Well, should we get into it?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
it is a
Yeah.
good season for you to be involved, Benedict, because it's a heavy Lauda season. I guess this is the Lauda years, isn't it? The 74 to 77, 78.
Era. Mm.
Yeah.
I
And
tried.
not making comments about the future. But yeah, sorry, Benny, go on.
I tried not to be too biased about it, but yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll start with race 1, the Argentinian Grand Prix. Oh, before I explain that, maybe I've got to remind everyone the routine. The three of us pick our top 3 for each race completely independently of one another. And so we don't know who the overall winner is going to be. We can't contrive a result or anything like that. And Rosa just puts it all together at the very last minute. So, and there's no rules about who you can pick or what or country.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so the Argentinian Grand Prix. And a quick reminder, we also do very fast recaps. If you want the proper recap, go to the race review episodes. We go into a lot of depth. So the fast recap, Hunt secured pole in the McLaren with an impressive second by Watson, making his debut in the Brabham Alfa Romeo team. Lauda was 4th in the Ferrari and Scheckter was 11th in the Wolf. With that team making their debut, they'd brought out the old Williams team. At race start, Watson took the lead and pulled away. He had tyre issues from the heat and his pace was compromised. So by lap 11, Hunt took over the lead. By about lap 25, Mass had passed the compromised Brabham to take second and the McLarens were 1-2. Then both McLaren cars had issues within 7 laps and they were both out. So then the Brabhams were 1-2 with Watson leading, followed by Pace. Watson, with his gearbox and suspension braking, he would soon retire, waved his teammate Pace through and Pace into the lead. Pace held the lead until lap 48 of 53, until lack of ventilation in the car literally exhausted him. Scheckter, who had driven well and with many retirements in front of him, passed Pace to take over at the front. Over the next 5 laps, Pace would have Andretti pass him for second, and then Andretti would retire. Then Reutemann and the Ferrari charged up to Pace, but then his car spluttered and ran out of fuel. So Scheckter ended up winning by 40 seconds. Pace held on to second place, apparently utterly exhausted. Reutemann was 3rd, Fittipaldi in the Coppice-Car 4th, which shows how many retirements there were in this race. That was a long race review, wasn't it, Rosa?
It was. That was one of your. I think you did these ones.
Oh, geez. Okay, you got to edit them.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so I throw to you, Benny. Who's your top 3 and why? Starting in 3rd.
I went with Andretti because he should have been second. And he started from 8th and had quite a good race. Second, I went with Pace or Pace, as you call him.
Yeah, Pace.
I think because we will talk about him, and you talked about him, what happens in the season to him. It's a big what if in general, and he struggled till the end, and how he coped with that showed that he was a capable driver. And first, Scheckter, easy one, started 11th, went first Wolf start. Wolf is also half Austrian, born in Austria, then moved to Canada.
Oh, okay.
So some reasons that I...
There you go.
You're talking about Walter Wolf, right? Or do you mean Toto Wolf?
Yeah. Walter Wolf, yeah. Toto Wolf as
Walter
well.
Wolf, okay.
Yeah.
But Toto's Austrian anyway, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I think they're good tips. I got no issues with them.
Yeah, I wondered if he was being over generous with Andretti, but yeah, I'm just trying to see.
Yeah.
And Watson, Watson was right up there.
Yeah,
You can't fit everyone in. I get it. Yeah. But no big misses in my mind. Nothing to complain about. Yeah,
I agree.
I think mine's pretty safe too, actually. I've got 2 drivers in equal third. I've got Fittipaldi from 16th to 4th, and I guess I reluctantly acknowledge this because I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the fact that he went and joined that Coppice-Car team. What a waste of time,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hunt equal third as well. I felt like he should have won this race, and he had car issues which caused him to spin. Now, I don't know. I see no one else has sort of given him a reward, but I'm the only one. Yeah. Lap 32. Okay. I gave second to Watson. He amazingly qualified second on his debut in that Brabham, and he was signed as like the number 2 driver, and he easily outpaced Pache and even had to hand the car to Pache, if I recall correctly. So good on him, and he nearly won the race. He was up there.
Yes.
And Scheckter, look, he was lucky with retirements, but he was there to take the win. And he even managed to build that 40-second lead with 5 laps to go, but that's because Pache was half dead. But I do regret not putting Pache in here. I think that was a miss on my end. Before you guys have a go at me.
I think putting Hunt in instead of Pache was a bit of a weird one for me, for you, Luigi. I understand you putting Fittipaldi in because you are quite emotional about the fact that he left a successful career to help his brother.
Yeah.
But is this the one where Watson was found to have a virus? And that's why he was, Pache was found to have a virus or something? Yeah. So he wasn't well, was he?
So I regret not putting him in there. I sort of agree. Yeah.
So that's because I also had Fittipaldi on my mind, but I was like, Pache, he still managed to end the race in second, and with that issues he had.
Yes, I agree. So I went even a bit more safe than you guys. I had Watson in my third position. Yeah, he was unlucky with the car issues. I had Scheckter in second. I thought it was a bit of a lucky win for him, but it was a debut win for him and Wolf. So it was good for me. I think I needed to put him in second. And yes, I think Pache would have won it had it not been for his virus and his heat exhaustion. So I gave him my top spot.
Okay.
All right. So I think mine are the better ones out of all of that, by the way. But anyway,
I had nothing to say. They're pretty good. Nothing. Yeah. Maybe Pache little bit generous because Watson did outqualify him and was ahead of him and waved him through. So it's like I don't know. It's like
I know they could have shared. I nearly had them share 1 and 2, but then I had to pick one. I can't sit on the fence all the time. All right. So after the first round,
I did have an angle that Watson's retirement was a man-made issue, whereas Pache's retirement was, I'm not a religious person, but a God-made issue. How's that?
Nature, Mother Nature.
Yeah, nature gave it to him.
Nature gave it to him.
So does that mean Watson should be ahead of Pache because of that? Because
you can't control Mother Nature.
Okay.
You can control man-made issues.
Okay.
So I am going to give you the cumulative total after race 1. We have Scheckter in the lead on 22 and Pache second on 14 and Watson third on 10. All right. We're off to Brazil, second race of the season. Hunt secured pole and he has the first 2 poles of the season. Reutemann second, followed by Andretti and Muss. At the race start, local hero Pache charged through from 6th in an unnoticed jump start to nearly take the lead. But during the first lap, he did take the lead. He held this lead for 6 laps until he lost control on a notorious corner. Hunt then went into the lead, followed by Reutemann. Pache would not be a contender. Hunt was only just holding the lead against Reutemann and Andretti until his understeer issues forced him to pit soon after half distance. With Andretti having a car issue, Reutemann had a 40-second lead. Hunt, with fresh tyres, charged back and moved back up to second place and got within 10 seconds of Reutemann. Lauda finished third, benefiting from many retirements. Fittipaldi fourth. There you go, more points from Luigi there. Price in the shadow, who was in second, was unlucky to have an engine fail with 7 laps to go. Over to you, Benny.
Yeah, in third, and I can't deny that there are sentimental reasons as well. I put Price because he was close and like Shadow was in compared to McLaren and the Ferrari not a competitive car. In second, I put Hunt because he pitted for understeering issues. It was, as you said, the second pole in a row, and he also had the fastest lap. And first I put Reutemann, like he more than 40-second lead and quite an easy performance, easy win, I would say, for him.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would challenge the Reutemann first thing, only because I think that Hunt was unlucky with his car issues, and he did close up a big lead. Reutemann had a 40-second lead, and Hunt got it down to less than 10. So it was like he was hampered by the car and still nearly caught up to a massive gap. So I'm just saying I think Reutemann just a little bit generous is my view.
It's fair. Yeah.
Okay. That was easy.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, but wait till you hear Luigi's, Benedict. We just wait.
Okay, so I had third. I had 2 drivers in equal third. I had Pache in third for the alleged false start and charging into the lead on the first lap. He was like the hope of Brazil, and I thought that was funny. And remember, it's always like this. The Italians are allowed to do a false start in Italy, and the Brazilians can do a false start in Brazil, you know? So I'm just giving Pache recognition for that. The other third position was Lauda, because he came from 11th to 3rd, and he didn't have a great race, but I call that a champion's recovery drive. Like, he really just kept going and got on the podium. Price, I had 2 drivers in equal second. Price, same reasons as you, Bene, just like in that shadow, he did really well. He did really well in that race. He would have come second, I think, at least. Reutemann, I put him in second. First race win for Ferrari, like just a sort of a lucky, reliable win. And Hunt first. He had this race until understeer really impacted him. I was a bit wary, like, was this a car setup issue or was he unlucky? It's hard to tell with these things, especially in this era with a lack of data. So anyway, he did close up that 40-second lead, like I said, and he was leading the first part of the race until he had that car issue. So I felt like he should have won this race twice, perhaps. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Louis, is there anyone you could have actually left out? You put nearly everyone that was in the race you've given points to.
It's only 5. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're equally allocated. But Benny, what were you going to say? What compliments were you going to make?
I tried to sneak in Pache as well, but I watched like the after he was letting when he lost the control, I watched it back on YouTube, and he's a bit at fault for that. And I think obviously for sentimental reasons, I tried, and he had a good start, but yeah, for me, it's because it was so early in the race. I challenged that.
Yeah, I think that's a good question there, Benny. I don't know. Like, yeah. And also Lauda, you put Lauda in there.
He came third from nowhere. He didn't have a great race. I'm just trying to see where he qualified.
But there was a lot of retirements.
Gee, he was like 10th or something.
Yeah.
12th, I think. Yeah. So good drive.
He qualified 13th actually.
Yeah. Okay, what's yours, Rosa?
I had Reutemann in third. He was there for the win. I had Price in second. He had second sewn up until his engine failed with 7 laps to go. So I think I agree with Benny with that one. And then I had Hunt first. I think the win was within reach, and yeah, the car issues wasn't doing him any favours. But I agree with you, Louis. He closed up that 40-second lead in no time on Reutemann, and I think if he hadn't had a car issue, he would have won it. But yeah, I had Hunt first, like you.
I like those picks and no comments. Yeah, they're good.
All right, so after 2 races, we have Hunt in the lead on 24, Scheckter second on 22, Pache third on 16, and Reutemann fourth on 15.
Okay, so up to the 3rd race of the season, the South African Grand Prix. So Price set the fastest time on the rainy earlier practice, but pole ended up going to Hunt, followed by Pache, then Lauda and the rest. At race start, Hunt charged into the lead, but by lap 7, Lauda darted by himself and took the lead. Hunt was having understeer issues. Seems to be a theme for that car. Lauda pulled away while Hunt was involved in what was a primarily race-long duel with Scheckter and Depailler for second to fourth place. On lap 21, we have a tragedy when a marshal running across the track to attend to a stricken F1 car while carrying a fire extinguisher. He ran across the track. He made contact with a car, which was Tom Price's, unfortunately, and both the marshal and Tom Price died instantly. Lauda ran over some debris, which seriously damaged his car, but he managed to nurse his car home for the win, despite some major issues with the car. The final highlight was a great battle between Depailler and Hunt for third, where Depailler finally secured third after many laps of strong wheel-to-wheel racing. So Lauda first, Scheckter second, Depailler third, and Hunt fourth. So over to you, Benny.
Yeah, I think the third place in South Africa, I wasn't sure at all. Like, I had Hunt there, I had Depailler there. In the end, I put Hunt there because it was his third pole in a row, and also because in my mind, like, his 1977 season was bad. Like, I didn't know that actually he was quite good at that. And so I put him in third, but Depailler would also be fair for me. Second, I put Scheckter. And first, Lauda, because he took the lead in lap 7, never looked back. And also his first win since his horror crash. And
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think they're very good.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, Hunt, but yeah, he was impressive, even though, because he charged into the lead, but then he had car troubles again, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Scheckter's a bit on the boring side pick, but
Yes. But don't worry, there will come other picks.
There's nothing wrong with boring picks. I mean, it's like I don't know, like he sort of just was there,
Yeah. And in a way,
good
it
start
also
for driver.
a long race to go a bit left field.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't boring then, because he's in the Wolf, Luigi.
Yeah, he's in a new team. I guess that's
team.
exciting. Yeah.
That is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I had third, Depailler. For the same reasons, Benny, you pretty much said, but I went the other way. I went for Depailler instead of Hunt. And it was an awesome battle when he held him off, and Hunt's a pretty aggressive driver. I put second Price for paying the ultimate price. Now, the only reason I didn't give him first was because, Lauda's first win since Nürburgring, so that would have been a really important breakthrough for him mentally, I think. And he had to nurse his car home. It wasn't an easy thing. I mean, this is the race where he turned the engine off on the final straight just to make sure he could roll over the line. That's how worried he was. So not an easy win for him. And that's my top 3.
I knew you'd put Price in. You're very sentimental when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. You got to acknowledge these people that have paid the big prices.
Yes.
So, and I would have put the marshal in there too. But
we didn't know.
Assume his name. I can't remember his name, but we did mention it in the race review.
Yes, we did mention it in the race, yes. Well, I had Depailler third. Again, I had the same reason as you, Louis. Good, clean fight for third. I thought I'd channel you there. And, holding out Hunt for that longer time, I think was a good, piece of driving from him. I like Benny. I had Scheckter second. I thought that was a great race from him in the Wolf. Like, they've started the season off very, very strongly. And, he's showing where he can take that Wolf. And, yes, I had Lauda first, like you guys. Great effort to win this race, especially after the accident he had not very long ago. And, and he had to manage his car for over half the race as well. So a lot of concentration needed. And, just to get over that mental hurdle that he would have had to push his car so hard. So, I had Lauda first.
Okay.
So
and I guess I've got to remember about Scheckter being in a new team. I've got to cut him some slack because as Rosie, you know what I'm talking about. When you're reviewing Formula One races, as I'm doing, I'm jumping around in the 70s. And this is the young dynamic Scheckter.
Yes.
And I've got to remind myself.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. It's a bit like comparing young Kimi Räikkönen with the Kimi Raikkonen in that last year in the that Sauber team. It wasn't. I'm sure, Bene, you don't remember Kimi Raikkonen with that last year in Sauber, do you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was underpowered compared to the others, but yeah, he got old. There were a few reasons, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like Sebastian Vettel as well in the Aston Martin. Like, you don't remember him then, you remember him in the Red Bull, don't you?
I mean, I've never been a big Vettel fan, but I still feel sorry for him that he was disqualified in Hungary 21 because he would have had, I think, second place there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
I
can't wait till we get to 21, Luigi. Okay, so after 3 races, we have Scheckter is still in the lead in the half Austrian team, Benny, for you. We've got Hunt second on 28, and we've got another Austrian in third place on 26. So,
wow, a lot of Austrian in this. Yeah.
A lot of Austrian. All right. Are we going one more race?
We're doing one more. Yeah, we're doing one more.
All right. So we're at race 4. I'm going to try and edit this as I read it. So we are at United States Grand Prix at Long Beach. So, yes, we start the race with news that Pache passed away from a light aircraft accident. So everyone was quite somber for this race. To qualifying, Lauda secured pole ahead of Andretti with Scheckter in third. At race start, Lauda was so far forward that he couldn't see the starting lights. So he was caught a little unawares when the light turned green because he was looking at his tachometer. As a result, Scheckter charged into the lead from third with Lauda, Andretti and Reutemann 3 cars wide into the first corner. Reutemann went down the escape road to avoid an accident, and Andretti and Lauda, reading the situation, eased off to avoid this incident. Andretti went through to second, Lauda third. There was a lot of commotion further back, but the only retirement was Brambilla. To the leaders, Lauda from third flat spotted his tyre trying to outbrake Andretti and suffered wheel vibration for the rest of the race. However, Scheckter up front led the trio right up to lap 77, and he had an amazing battle for the whole race. Then on lap 77, he had a slow puncture and smoke came out of his engine. Andretti, seeing he was in trouble, let up a little bit. Lauda passed the ailing Scheckter. Andretti also overtook him, and so did Lauda on lap 78. So the final results were Andretti winning to the delight of the home crowd, followed by Lauda in second and Scheckter 4 seconds later. Lafitte had a safe fourth until he retired late due to engine issues, and Depailler then came fourth. Over to you, Benny.
Yeah, I think for me it was, I just had to think how I arranged the 3 names. I then went for third Lauda because Poe fastest lap, he could have won it, but I think there were no car issues why he didn't win it. Second, I went for Andretti, he won the race, but for me he was not the fastest. I went for Scheckter because leading the race for 18 laps with a deflating tire was quite hard. I saw some footage and quite impressive how he did it. So yeah, Scheckter in first, Andretti second, Lauda third.
Yeah, I've got no concerns. I think they're good. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think they're very excellent.
Yeah, so I had Depailler in third instead of Lauda. I think that's the difference between all of us pretty much. I had Depailler because he went from 12th to 4th, which was a good result in a race of high attrition. And that Tyrrell's not that great a car. That 6-wheeler is past its prime. So, and the reason why I didn't put Lauda there was because Lauda should be second or third. And he sort of was. So, but Depailler is not meant to be fourth, and there he is. So, yeah. And I think the other 2, yeah. Sorry, you want to say?
No, I think that's a good argument there, Louis.
Yeah. Andretti second, solid win at his home track, did well to win the first corner to get ahead of Lauda. And I gave it to Scheckter because he was leading up to lap 77 when his car let him down, and he spent the whole race holding back the quality of Andretti and Lauda. So he had some pretty big challenges on his hands, and I think he should have won it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I take your point with Depailler. I had the same as Benny's tips. So I had Lauda third, Andretti second, and Scheckter first. Look, I kind of wanted to put Lauda in there because he did get pole and he flap spotted his tyre, but really trying to put a move on Andretti, who I don't know, did you say you saw that on video, Benny?
Yeah, I saw some
overtake?
footage. Yeah.
Like, I think Andretti is pretty hard to pass as well. So I wanted to put Lauda in there, but I take your point on Depailler there, Luigi. So
Okay. So you saw that footage, Benny. What was it like in your opinion?
Yeah, I think he was a bit too wild in a way. He just he could have done better. Yeah, it was very atypical Lauda in a way also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. A bit ambitious, do you think? A bit hopeful pass.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We'll do one more. I reckon we can squeeze one more in, Rosa.
Yeah, okay, hang on. Let me just give you the tally. We've got Scheckter in the lead on 58 and Lauda second on 34 and Hunt third on 28. Okay, yep.
Okay, we're up to the Spanish Grand Prix, the fifth race of the season. So Andretti dominated qualifying and most of the sessions to get pole. Surprising second was Lafitte in the Ligier, followed by the Ferraris of Lauda and Reutemann. During the warm-up on race day, Lauda suffered a cracked injury, which is a bit of a legacy of the Nürburgring race, and he couldn't take part in the race. That's how serious it was, so he's out. At race start, Andretti took off like a jackrabbit apparently, and Lafitte was second. Hunt charged from the fourth row to be up there. Then he had engine issues and would retire. Lafitte was doing well until his rear tyre worked loose and he had to pit for new tyres. He would fight back to seventh. With Lafitte out, Andretti had a comfortable gap to Reutemann in second place. There was a mostly race-long duel between Scheckter and Mass for third place, and given the uneventful nature of this race, it got a lot of attention. So in the end, Scheckter held on for third by 0.36 seconds, Mass fourth, so Andretti won by over 16 seconds ahead of Reutemann. But a bit of a lackluster race, this one.
Benny.
Sorry, and your top three, starting with third.
I changed the order on the spot because I put Lafitte in third because he fought back. He was the only one with a pit stop and still managed to get seventh, even though it was not a point. He was doing well and also good in qualifying. Also at the fastest lap. Second, I put Reutemann. He was a bit lucky, but quite comfortable. Second and first, Andretti, because he dominated the whole weekend.
Okay. Yeah, no comment from me. Rosa?
No, although I'm going to have to, you've just changed them because I had them the other way around. So let me just, I don't normally do this, but I can
Yeah,
try
you're not allowed to do that, Betty. We're never allowed to do that. Like regrets.
Because you're our special guest, I'm going to do it.
Okay. So I'll do mine while you're doing that. So I've got two drivers in third. I've got Lafitte in equal third with Mass. Lafitte, he was a solid second until his rear tyre worked loose and he charged back up to seventh place. So it was a good comeback drive and I wanted to acknowledge that. And let's not forget, he's in a Ligier where it's in its second year and this is like early in 77. Mass, I had equal third. He battled Scheckter most of the race and just missed out by 0.36 of a second. And Scheckter, I put in it outright second place because of the battle he had with Mass, but because he beat Mass, he gets second on his own. And for first, can't look past Andretti. Great pole, lights the flag victory. He won as he pleased. He did deserve this win, and that's 2 actual wins in a row. So he's looking good for this championship, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about you, Rosa? Are you ready for yours?
I'm just wondering why you put Muss in there.
Because he had a race-long battle. It was a boring race. And Mass and Scheckter.
You're just giving it to him for entertainment value, not that
he came fourth.
What? So that's not even on the podium.
Nearly by 0.36. He's close. Yeah. Now you apologise for not putting Mass in.
Nah, I'm not. Well, seeing when Benny changed his tips. He's now got the same as mine. So I had Lafitte third.
That's why you're happy. Yeah.
I had Lafitte third, qualified second, and strong race until his wheel issue. I think he would have finished third if he hadn't had that wheel issue. Reutemann, I've just put him in solid second place. I have nothing to say, and I didn't want to put someone who finished fourth in there. And also, I had Andretti first, same as you guys. Strong showing by driver and car, finally. I think Andretti's been threatening and sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of Formula One for a long time. So he's finally showing us what he can do. So, yeah. So I have now, for after race 5, we've got Scheckter in the lead on 64. But Andretti is now second on 46 and Lauda is third on 34. Hunt is fourth on 28. So
interesting, isn't it?
It's an interesting. Now, am I going to tell you quickly what race is this, Luigi? Is this Spain? So
yes.
the actual ladder was Scheckter on 23, Andretti on 20. Oh, and Reutemann and Lauda on 19 each. So it's close. We've got the
roughly
same.
Where they should be.
We've got the top 3. Yep. And Hunt. We've actually got the 3 out of the top 4. So
yeah, so far. But
us.
it's not about being. It's not about trying to be accurate. No, we want to be. We're telling you, fixing the wrongs here.
That's right.
So
we are. We'll see. All right, we'll leave it there, and we'll come back for the second part. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.